Say, bruh. It's the podcast.
What's up? It's Hot Boy Troy. We got C.U.D.I.E, Jazz, and we got a very special guest in the house.
What's up?
We got Lexi.
What's good?
And this is episode 19.
Episode 19. Say Bruh Podcast, episode 19. Damn, I guess that I'm that excited to be talking about dating. It's cuffing season, man. Look at us. We all like bundled up and shit.
Trying to get a little warm.
This is what happens when you're in Fresno. You just got to throw on a little sweater, a little
You have
hoodie.
to prepare for like multiple weathers during this time.
Nah, but then I feel like us.
cold, warm, cold.
I feel like us in Fresno or like in the valley, like we feel like one slight of breeze. Bring the hoodies out.
Once it get low 70s, high 60s, oh, it's go time.
We're
huh?
almost there. Saw it
Funny.
tomorrow. I'm excited.
I remember Braverman, Paul Braverman. Shout him out.
Shout out PB.
He's him being from the East Coast. He's one of our old coworkers, and it was this weather, and he'd show up in a t-shirt and like, "What are you guys doing with sweaters, man? Like, soak this in." I'm like,
Yeah.
He's like, man, it's not cold. He's like, let me bring you back to the East Coast where it's
he's used to that.
minus 10 degrees in
That's
Buffalo.
that was definitely me after I moved back from Washington. I was like wearing t-shirts in 40-degree weather here because it was
You get immune
warm.
to it or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just nothing to you after a while, huh?
I'll
Yeah,
take
we-
that warm weather.
Before we get any further, can we get a little background on Lexi, what she does, and or just to give our listeners like a little input, or just a little.
Yeah. So
That's
currently, I work in the athletic department. I work around sports, and then I also work at a radio station currently.
What radio station is that?
Q97.
Okay.
Q97.1. That's
There you
with Greg and Dre, right?
Yeah, Greg actually got me the gig. Yeah.
What do you do out there?
I'm an imaging voice.
Nice.
Oh.
'Cause
Okay.
he used to work with us with the Foxes, and then so he would see me
Gotcha.
out there.
Well, talk about
Yeah.
that too. Like we still rock with our Foxes,
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
our Fresno Foxes. We go keep that
Uh-huh.
Fresno name alive.
Yes, Fresno FC.
So what,
Yeah.
what,
So
what were you doing?
because
with them?
when we're talking about doing this episode, Troy wanted to have another female in the episode just to get a little
Balance
more,
it.
just balance it out, and he threw out some names out there, and he showed me some the IGs, and I seen that you were the MC for the Fresno
Yes,
FC. Like,
uh-huh.
man, she's a little more
Yeah.
downtown. Like, just
Yes,
Just
the
wrap it up
community.
together. Yeah.
Yes, of course, the community. That's what it was so much fun, just being able to be a part of the community, being able to be like the in-game host, for
That's
Fresno
dope.
FC. It was a lot of fun for sure.
and
But yeah, so definitely. So that's one thing, MC, and then work with the Fresno State Athletics Department. That was, I think I just mentioned athletic department, but didn't mention who.
yeah.
It's all good.
So,
You're like one of them. So, but yeah, pretty much just around sports. Yeah.
so for the listeners that made it out to games to Chancey Park, they'll recognize the voice.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Give it up for LEXGOVEA.
Yeah, that's really just my real name.
That's dope.
But yeah, no, man, I was talking to C.U.D.I.E and Jazz, and I was like, yo, I've been wanting to do a dating episode. Because I'm single. C.U.D.I.E, you single?
Hold on, check the.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Jazz, you single?
Yes.
Lex, you single?
Yeah, I'm single.
You sure?
Well, I'm single, but
Man, Troy, don't
kind
be
of.
putting people on spots, man.
I'm
Curious?
single, but I think I'm talking to someone. Like, we haven't established that we're talking, but
So
like
it's complicated.
No, it's not complicated. It's not complicated. Like, it's barely like the beginning.
But
so.
isn't there like a difference between like
But yeah, I'm single.
single talking and then like dating
Yes.
and then like exclusive?
Yes,
I feel
for
like
sure.
there's like a
Steps.
scale.
Uh-huh.
There's a
where
lot
you
of
go.
stages
Yeah.
to this.
So
See,
I'm
y'all,
single.
y'all
though.
need to
That's-
talk to
I don't
these
have a
females
boyfriend.
that don't understand that. I'm not saying this by experience. I'm just saying I know like some females don't, or guys as well. Well, like people don't understand what it's like.
It's all
those stages.
communication though.
Right.
Too. Like that's the biggest factor is like So what's
Communication
this?
is a big thing.
so but I mean the beginning stages if it's like a week, a couple weeks, like that makes sense that it's only a little bit.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, no, so like I was just all about this episode. I'm like, I want to throw it all out on the table, like I said, because I'm single. So if y'all didn't see that image, check it out.
Wait, what image? Can you please
For
please
Thanksgiving,
explain that?
I'll put a picture of it up. But for Thanksgiving, if y'all need a
Troy's making some appearances for the right amount.
hot boy Troy, I'll call you Pops. You know, the whole shebang. Just make sure y'all have a plate for me for Thanksgiving dinner
And some leftovers.
and some leftovers. But no,
This
like
guy's
so,
serious.
like you know, just with dating, I started thinking, you know, first dates, blind dates to online dating. There's such a big realm of dating. I was like, yo, we got to have 2 females on because I want their perspectives from everybody.
He really just wanted some advice so he could know how to shoot a shot.
Hey, where's the
I
love
listen
doctor
to
at?
Jazz all the time. Like I just need another opinion because I hear her all the time, so it doesn't matter.
He's like, it's really cuffing season right now, so I'm for sure gonna
He's
need
like,
some
I'm
advice.
trying to shoot my shot right.
Or cuddle season to Troy.
Have you heard
Cuddle
of
season?
Have you heard of cuddle season? Like,
Cuddle season?
Yeah.
That's actually what I initially almost wanted to say. That kind of wanted to roll off of my tongue.
Cuddle
see,
season.
they
Yeah.
thought I was tripping when I was like,
Low-key.
cuddle season. Cuddy looked at me like, what the hell is that?
And I texted him. I was like, "You mean cuffing season, right?"
I'm like, no,
Oh, like
baby, it's
cuddle
cold
season. Like, what do you
outside.
do? Like, you just text someone, hey, it's a little chilly. You
Nah,
want to come
know,
and cuddle?
It got to be a little build up to it.
Yeah.
That was like the before Netflix and chill.
Yeah, way
You want to
before.
come over and cuddle?
Cuddle.
But then just like we were talking about the steps, the process.
Yeah.
I kind of just think about it too, and I think of that like, oh, when the automatic like first thing cuffing season, like I do think of like end result like tied down, right? Is that what you guys kind of think of?
when-
right?
Just yeah, thinking of cuffing season is just like, God damn, that's a ball and chain. Like, yeah, you're
Like
you're.
this time of year
Around
is
your
so
ankles.
like,
Yeah, that's
Exclusive.
scary.
Yeah, exclusive.
But around this time, it's like, okay, so I think like I saw this on a movie when I was younger, but it's November is like the time either you're gonna stick with it all the way through
February.
Valentine's
Yeah,
Day,
Valentine's Day.
or you're gonna end it now so you don't have to do Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and then
And that's what they call Hot
Valentine's
Boy
Day.
Troy. If y'all need somebody for Thanksgiving, I got y'all.
I feel like hearing you say that like in the Mexican culture. I don't know if it was just Mexican culture or like in my family, they would. It was always a thing where it'd be like, if you're with this person for New Year's Eve, like supposedly you stay with them for the rest of the year or something.
That's-
Like,
yeah,
like those
I
little
heard that too.
superstitious.
I was about to say, is
things.
that like a superstitious
It's like a
thing?
super.
that-
Yeah,
Or
it's a
I don't know, I might
superstition
just be
thing.
joking
I
or
don't know if
whatever.
you heard
I've
that.
never heard of
Wait,
that
what?
one.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, it might just be my family.
No, like
Yeah.
my grandma used to say that,
Okay,
and so
so why are you looking
I-
confused?
I'm not confused. I was looking at Lexi to see if her family did the same.
So with dating, let's talk about first dates. Like a little bit of the do's and don'ts. Like just to even lead up to the dating. Like, do people, you know? I'm sure you got some people sliding in your DMs right now. Oh, okay.
When you
wanna bring
delete
those
all
up,
those
huh?
pictures of your ex, they're like, oh wait, he's gone.
That definitely happened to Jazz. I already know.
You would you
So
you had
I-
a long term though?
I was in a long-term relationship for 6 years. So man, when I went through my Instagram, I wiped out about maybe half of my photos, probably more. And I wouldn't say it was like immediate.
Yeah.
So I don't think people were paying attention.
Like,
My
people
account was-
notice, so like,
Yeah, people
Things getting
did
deleted.
notice. I mostly
Trust
had
me,
friends.
I noticed. When
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she's single. I even tell Cuddy. I was like, bruh.
When I
just
first
about a
started.
week ago, she was, booed up, lovey-dovey. Now she all heartbroke,
all right,
single.
So is that like just being hella petty, where like you just break up and automatically go and
It
delete
depends
everything?
on the relationship. I think
I
I
don't-
had photos still, but like when things ended really badly, and we weren't gonna talk at all.
'Cause
that's
I
when
don't- I don't
deleted
do it.
everything.
Like, I still have like photos on my IG from past relationships. It's just
Really?
I think it
I
depends.
don't care. Like, I don't know. And then again, like I'm in cool terms with people, so I don't know. And it's more like
Yeah.
I'm like those are moments that were captured to myself. Like it might be one of me smiling, so like why not leave it up there?
You don't want to like archive it at least?
I've already,
you don't gotta delete it.
I just
I've
learned how that works.
no, I've done that before,
Yeah.
but then like after a while, like all right, I could bring it back, and it's like not to spark anything back up, but it's just like I like that image. I'm gonna put it. I don't know. I love photography and imagery, so
It's like a
It's-
masterpiece you have
it's
to
not-
delete.
yeah. I don't want to. I don't know.
I get it.
And then
I
it
mean,
just
I
feels hella
never
petty,
delete
like-
all of them.
That's like Troy's always asking about my situation. Like
Yeah.
I don't go out and promote it. It's not gonna be like I'm living my best life thing. Like
Yeah, I
it's
never-
just like if it happens, it happens. If
Yeah.
if I'm in cool terms, if I'm not, then what it is, what it is.
So if your significant other at the time was like, yo, you and your ex on your feed, not your feed, but like in your IG looking like booed up. Like, how do you approach that? Just be like, oh, I see the artistic side of it.
But am I here? Am I here?
Be like, bye. I think that's the biggest point, though. Like, it's like, all right, well, who's here, you or her?
Yeah, I feel like my situation is different. Like to where, how can I say, like, if we're speaking like my terms, and whether that image is there is there, like, I don't know.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Because we talk.
Yeah.
But
For the listeners.
not just the listeners, but like how other females might see it as, oh, he's still.
But okay, so it's if the females, if it's an issue that bad for the female, maybe that's not someone I want to be around with. Cause I'm the type of person that likes to stay friends with my exes or whatever. Not stay friends.
All my exes.
Not
live in
like that. But like
Texas.
I don't want the like just.
You don't
I
want
don't want to be in
on,
bad
like,
terms, especially
yeah.
like, okay, so we're talking about dating. So I've never actually dated, and I've had this conversation with you guys. So like, all my past relationships have always been the same pattern, to where you're my friend, and it ends up being a relationship. So it sucks when you break up and you have to lose that friendship, and I'd rather have the friendship than the relationship. Those last a little longer. So. That's why, that's why I keep some images, because it's not.
I mean, you spend all that time with the person. I mean, it's kind of rough to just like throw that all away.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, and I
definitely
mean,
agree.
So that's why I always thought like the friend thing isn't a bad
I feel
thing.
like if it, if the friendship was better than the relationship, I mean, just move it back to that. I know it's not easy, but like, give it a few years and they'll somehow work its way back.
I totally know what you're talking about, because I had a friend back in New Orleans at the time, and we were, close. And then we tried
Damn, I
to.
started sweating.
We put you on the spot.
We were close, and then we both kind of wanted to pursue to see, where we can take it.
Yeah.
But after we took it there, I was like, yeah, we were much better off as friends. And we both agreed after that, and we still close friends to this day.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna throw her name out there, so I don't want nobody to get jealous.
Relax.
So I was just joking.
Now I feel that. I don't know. I feel like that's how all my relationships have been. It's just friends, and then it goes into something. If it don't work out, like, let's save the friendship and just take a few steps back.
Gotcha. Okay. So I want to know like how first dates are for like females on the female side, because I've reached out to a few of my female friends, and they told me some interesting stories how first dates went for them. Let me ask you, ladies, are you guys fans of like receiving flowers on first dates,
Honestly,
or is it like creepy?
I guess I've never had that before,
Me
so I
either.
couldn't say. I haven't been on that many first dates because I've
People
only
not
been
giving-
single for like a year and a half. I would
Troy.
say.
Honestly though, I'm more of a person like just show me like affection, like like just. I mean, we talking about cuddling, like cuddle
Yeah.
season. We're talking about that right now, like as opposed to like, oh, buying me like flowers or buying me gifts. You know what I mean?
I never
I'm just that
understood the
type of
whole
person.
flower thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's like they're gonna die, and
I mean, that's nice.
I bought them
Flowers
before.
are nice though.
Like I bought them
wouldn't
before.
mind getting flowers.
If it's like a dope thing or whatever, like do it.
Like,
but like just sending flowers and like.
Like, look, all right. Well, let me paint the picture. I shoot my shot at this chick, and we getting to know each other. I know her favorite color. I might even know her favorite flower.
Okay,
And then
Troy.
we look. I'm all about
That's like fifth date
hey,
stuff or something.
I'm all about flowers. I like flowers. I kind of feel like DJ Khaled in a sense.
Okay.
Oh, you're beautiful, touching the flowers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But basically,
Vibes.
like if she tell me, oh, I like sunflowers, and it's our first date, well, I'm gonna show up with sunflowers just to show. At least I'm thinking.
That
of-
makes sense.
of
That
That
shows
makes
that
sense.
you care. That shows like, oh, like you remembered, like you're actually interested, and then it shows like, oh, like an admiration of like, oh, wow, he actually cares. Like he brought me that, just
That makes
little,
sense.
like,
Like, yeah.
Like
extra
example,
little thing.
this one chick who I went on a date with, and this might have been our third date or something. She was Colombian, so what I did, I got the Colombian like
The
colors.
flower,
Yeah.
of the flowers. And
Very
she-
creative. Okay.
And she
Ladies,
Points right
come
there.
on, man. It's my boy over here.
Points right there.
But yeah, like so, like what's the first date that you could just think about it, remember that was like, damn, that was a good date, or damn, that was a bad date, and I don't want to go out on a date again?
Well, that's two. Let's do the first one first.
Okay.
From
Yeah.
both.
Oh, I was gonna say actually, like the first thing, if you're first really wanting to, if you really want to get to know someone, which me, like I think of that like it's more important to build on an intellectual level, all of that good stuff. Don't take them to the movies. Like when people
Thank
are
you.
We were
like,
just
We-
talking
we
you were
about
said
just
that
that.
talking
earlier.
about that. It's like, yo, you want to take me to the movies like on our first date? Like that's
Yeah.
not even a date to me. You know, it's
Nah,
like you're
that's
not getting
like-
to
just
know
because-
me. Like, do you
yeah.
really want to get to know me or what? Like, no, it
It's
doesn't
such
even
like a
make
high
sense.
school
It's
thing
not even
to
logical,
do.
right?
That's
was-
too
yeah.
old. Like
That's
it's,
what
it's
it
not
was.
yeah. There's no communication. There's no. You don't get to see the person's character or nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. And yesterday we were out bowling with our work, and I said like, two things I wouldn't do is take a woman bowling or to the movies.
You don't want to break them nails.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wait, why bowling? Why not bowling?
I don't know.
I
didn't-
was against
I didn't
that.
have
I
fun.
like bowling.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's
so-
fun, but it's.
I'm
not
looking out for their
bowling,
nails.
I'm very like competition. I like
Yes.
to, you know what I mean? So it's just
You need
like,
to see my real side
yeah,
first.
like oh, let's have fun and like
I think
normally
mini,
the guys
I
I'm
think
attracted
mini
to are
golfing's
like
a little
that
better
too.
than bowling. No.
Oh, golfing? Golfing's fun. Mini golf.
Yeah, and when it's comes to like sports or like certain like things like that you're doing like arcade or whatever, like normally the guys I'm into like, oh yeah, I like competition too, so it's like let's do something like that. You know, where we're like trying to beat each other, even though most of the time he wins.
One date, I took
let
this
him.
chick out here in Fresno, and she thought it was like the best thing ever, in a sense. Well, at least her mom, because she told her mom she's close with her mom. It was rollerblading at the roller rink. We used to do that in the South, so I was like, I haven't done that since I moved here. I'm taking you somewhere, dress comfortable, bring socks, and we did it. She was like, "What the hell? I've like never done this before."
That's adorable.
That's so dope. Yeah, I love that.
And you
And
still
now-
single?
And now she's booed up with somebody else.
Well, let's ask her how the second date went.
I know we kicked it for a while. We split on. It was difference in beliefs. Like,
Gotcha.
you know, I believed in
Okay.
God. She didn't believe in God.
Oh yeah,
So
that's a big.
we can't,
Yeah.
on to the next.
Next.
On to the next
Yeah.
one.
No,
That's
yeah,
a
for
big
sure. I feel you. Yeah, I mean, there's people that don't experience certain things, so they will be amazed off of the smallest little things. So, I mean, I feel that's what the thing about that you said about the flowers. Like, I could respect that. Like, if it's in detail like that, but if you just send like just red roses, I feel like that's just like the cheat code. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we have coworkers that receive flowers. I see where they don't care. They're just leaving there.
Flowers, edible arrangements,
Flowers,
all of that. And I'm just like, let me get a
teddy
chocolate
bears.
covered strawberry.
And they just leave them in the break room. So it's like,
That's the funnier part about that.
yeah, so if it's not a
But oh, sorry.
Go for it.
Okay, but maybe they're always
Exactly.
receiving it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if it's like someone who doesn't really like let a lot of people in, like I don't always just let like anyone in. So it's like, oh, if like a little thing, I notice it. You know what I mean? So like maybe
and that's all
they
like
weren't.
how
yeah,
Troy
that
said,
makes
like
sense.
maybe he's picking out the colors of the flowers.
Right.
Like I would rather, if we're talking about, say if I was talking to a lady, like talking about music, just so, like this is my favorite artist. I'm gonna go to Rasputin's. I'm gonna buy the album, shove it in the flowers, and send it. Like
Okay.
get a little more
I
creative.
see you.
Just saying.
Young Cuddy on him.
No, but like I'd rather do those things than just the flower. Like I said, the flowers, the chocolates, and the bear. Like that's
Make it more personal.
that's
Yes.
throwback.
All right, so let me ask y'all this: how do y'all feel about dating someone who might have a little baggage on them? Meaning, they might have a kid or two. Are you with it? Are you against it? Are you like it just depends on the situation? Because you never know; they might have a crazy baby mama, crazy baby daddy.
Ooh, that's a good
Don't be
point.
coming over here. And I'm not trying
Yeah.
to get that strap pulled on me like 50 Cent said, get the strap. So like I want to know how y'all feel, and I'll answer it at the end just to show y'all my mindset of dating someone with baggage, quote unquote.
Damn, baggage sounds hella bad.
It does
I
sound bad, so
know.
that's why I'm
Nah,
like trying to
see when you say someone with baggage, I think more like
bad credit.
Like, a whole
like
bunch of
issues. Like
yeah, bad credit. Oh my god.
like man, they're on
Yeah, like,
probation, like baggage, like issues.
Yeah,
like
right.
I don't think the kid part's an issue. So I could answer that. Like I don't mind it. If it's someone with kid, like I don't know. I feel like I'm good with kids, and like I've been with people that have kids, and It's good. Kids like me, and
I'm the pappy.
I'm the baby pappy. No, that's dope. And I mean,
kids.
like, I have a daughter, so like, what kind of person would I be to judge on that? You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
so I'm with it.
What about you, Jazz?
So I guess I'll hit on 2 points of baggage.
Hold on, before you get into it.
'Kay.
But yeah, like I never had to deal with the crazy baby daddy thing, so I'm okay with it. If it came with that might be the baggage thing, like where it's just drama and like fucking tripping or whatever. Like, so yeah, I haven't experienced that, so I'm on a cool side right now.
So I guess it depends on baggage. If it's like maybe they got in trouble and stuff, I don't really care. If you're trying to be a better person, great. If it's like trauma from a past relationship, like I don't trust you because my last girl messed with me.
That's baggage right there.
That's baggage, and that's baggage I don't want to deal with because I'm like, all right, well, I haven't done anything to like already. I haven't cheated on you. Your last girl did, wasn't me. As for the kids thing, it's funny. When I started dating, that was one thing I was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I mean, I was 25 at the time, and I was just like, I'm really young. Like, I don't think if like I got serious with this person, I don't know like how I feel about having another kid. Not to say like I don't want someone else's kid. It's more of like having the baby mama and all that stuff. But I actually dated a couple guys. Ended up finding out that they had like a kid, luckily on the first date, and they turned out to be like really good guys. Like they were very responsible. I think that was the part that really switched kind of.
See, so that could be a plus.
They're super responsible. Like there's one guy I did, and I was like super great. I mean, me and him just didn't work out, just personality wise, but like I respect him because he was just so responsible with his kid. He loved his son, and it didn't work out with him and the baby mama, but they made it work out so they can be
Co-parents.
in their son's life.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool, and so I mean we're still friends. Because
and I mean nowadays like it's not like there's a lot of people that
I think as I get
kids,
older, I'm
so-
seeing it more often now
Right.
too.
True. I wouldn't mind that. I'm a stepchild, so like I kind of know like being in from that perspective, like just being able to bring a child in. I had a crush on a guy who had a son, but we never like dated or
pursued it?
anything.
Made it
I had a crush on him, but that's it. Yeah.
For me, at first I was like you, Jazz, in a sense. I was gonna never date somebody who had a kid, just because I was like.
I'm super confused because we talk about this, and you're
Yeah,
always
yeah,
like left.
Well,
then he met a Latina who had 3 kids and a big old booty, and he said, nope, I don't mind it.
he's stupid. But what you, bro? No, but the reason why I switched at some point in my life, and I might have been like 23 or 24, is because I thought about it. My dad got with my mom, and my mom had my sister at the time. So I was like, how can I be like team no when it comes to a woman with kids when my dad got with my mom, and then bam, 2 kids later, me and my brother, now we got 3 total. Not to say like, her father wasn't in our life, because he was very active in our life, but it was like she had 2 dads. So I was like, all right, if he could take responsibility and be like, that's my child regardless, why can't I? Now, I'm not saying if you got like 5 kids that I'm going to be doing that. Are you my dad?
This guy.
Depends on the
Brady
color, I
Bunch.
think.
Nah, but it could be a good thing, man. And I mean, like, there, like, say, like what you just said, like, with my little sisters, they have a different dad, so, and they like, their dad always played a cool role. So I mean, there's, you could balance it right. You could do it. I mean, I wouldn't introduce someone that I'm just starting to date to my daughter, like, or bring them around. Like, I'll talk about it or whatever, but I just, like, I don't want her to be like, another one? Come on, who's this now?
And
I mean, so you just gotta.
She's like, relajate.
Relajate.
That was actually a weird moment I had too. I think we were going on our 4th date, and he was like, "Hey, like my babysitter couldn't make it. Had to cancel on me. Like, is it okay if we just like hang out at my place? My son will be with us." I'm not gonna tell him no, but in my mind, I'm like freaking out already because I'm like, okay, his kid's like a year and a half, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm ready to meet his kid.
Me, it'll take
It
It'll
takes a
have to
bit.
be a year plus. I don't know. It'll be a while. I mean, here's some photos or whatever, but I don't know.
Because I think it's more important for the kid than the actual person you're dating. It's like, I don't want my kid to keep seeing this different people coming in.
Yeah.
I want to know how y'all feel about dating apps. Like,
Never.
Never?
Okay.
No, I mean.
All about it.
Like
I'm
Sign me up.
Wait, like Christian Mingle and like all those stuff.
Yes.
Farmers only.
Yeah, no.
Farmers.
I would not be able to do that.
Nah.
That's almost like considered to me like a blind date. Like, no.
I'm cool.
I just would not be
I'm
able.
gonna sit this one out.
I'll say
I
why
mean-
I can't do it, but I'll let you go first.
I'm pro both in a sense. Let me tell you. I'm pro like, we at a club or we just
I mean,
out
I feel like Instagram's like a dating app.
Low key, huh?
That's
It
true.
is.
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Hey, people be sliding in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're not
so-
even on the slopes.
So why, like, I mean,
Yeah,
why
that's
deal with
kinda
those
true.
apps? Like, I don't know.
Because
I just
people
feel,
are
to me,
looking-
I,
Higher your
I feel, to
chances.
me, I feel like I would.
Yeah, you're more.
What is
It
You're
hires your
seeking it.
chances.
Like
yeah.
you're
You're
Well, that-
seeking,
that-
seeking it as opposed
it?
to.
You guys are both in that field. Like, okay, this is what we're going for. But to me, I feel like my self-esteem, and no disrespect to people that are on it, but like, I feel like my self-esteem will go down. Like, damn, look at where I ended up. A fucking dating app.
Not me
I can't
because-
do it.
I don't think it would ever get that far for me. Like if I wasn't dating, I'd just be like, all right.
You're just
cool.
like, man,
Like,
I
would
hope,
just be
I
like,
hope
all
someone
right.
comes it through before I result to that.
So no Tinder,
Sends
no
me off
POF,
What's
no
POF?
Bumble, no
POF?
Hinge.
Tinder. No Bumble.
Okay,
Sorry, what's POF?
okay. So we know that
Plenty
you're
of
all about
fish.
the dating apps. Tell us a little bit. Like, tell us the difference about these different apps. Are they all the same, or
All right.
POF just
Let's
sounds
see.
hood ass
Wait.
shit?
No. That's
Is it?
no. So well, I think it might be now. I haven't been on POF.
I knew it.
in a long time. All right.
What does it stand
obviously,
for?
Plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish.
Yes,
Plenty
Plenty of fish in the sea. I
yeah.
get it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they just started down POF. That was cool. When I first moved here at 21, I was a little wild magnolia at times. So
Young Troy.
POF was good to me, good to young Troy. And when I say young Troy, I'm considering everything 21 to 24 range, just because I was a little wild child. I didn't know people, so I was meeting people left and right. The fact that I was from New Orleans, the fact that I was black, because, there's not many black people here in Fresno.
That's true.
It was always a plus. So that was good. POF was good to me. I actually met a really dope chick. I'm not going to release her name. She's now
names on
married
this episode.
with 2 kids, and the kids not mine. But she was a good person. Granted, I was still in my young phase. I would say a whole phase, because I feel like everybody go through a whole phase. I was in my whole phase, and she was a little bit older. She wanted something different, and I wasn't ready for it. But we wasn't like exclusive at the same time. But she also had a key to my place. So
Oh, damn.
let me tell you why she had a
key at your place.
she had a key to my place, because after I got off of work, I kind of stayed in a bad area. So I didn't want her to wait in her car. So I had an extra key. So I
makes
said,
sense.
Got it.
stay inside. At least I know you're safe. And then, yeah.
What a gentleman.
Yeah.
See, that's how I think. All right, but back to the dating app.
Yeah. Go back. What are you talking about?
So we're like, how do we get here?
Tinder, everybody knows what's Tinder for. I mean, there's like, whatever. What else I said? Hinge.
Hinge.
Hinge is,
I don't understand Hinge. What is the difference? Because I know that's a newer one.
yeah, but I feel like
Jazz acts
Hinge
like
is-
she don't know. She
I
knows.
don't know. I see the ad on my Snapchat all the time.
They want you to
Snapchat
get
is-
on there.
Snapchat is targeting
Snapchat knows.
dating for, like, if you're just watching, it could be a basketball feed. Next thing you know, after that goes off, hey, black people meet or something like that.
It's fucked up. Black woman.
Reminds me of
yeah.
Black Planet.
Yeah, what Mexicans can't jump in there or what?
No, they got one for y'all. What's the one that I showed you the other day?
Moco Space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is one. There's like the guy on the ad. Yeah, and I think it's
Chispa?
on Snapchat that it comes
CH?
up. The guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what that mean
Yeah.
again?
She's Spark.
Oh yeah, so they
Like,
got that.
Okay. Spark it up.
But yeah, no, I'm all for it. I've done both. Like, I've been, in a public place, shooting my shot, got the girl number, been on dates. I don't have a problem with either or. Whether it's online, I mean, you take a big risk doing it online, because, you could get catfished, which y'all already know about me getting catfished. It happens.
I haven't heard that.
That's scary.
But it just depends. So I'm pro.
All right. So has any good experiences came out of these dating apps?
Like the chick I told you, we still cool. It's not like we hate each other. It just was bad timing on us. She's a registered nurse, 2 kids, house, swimming pool, married to a black man. So, you know.
She was on the hunt.
She living.
All right, so tell us about a crazy experience with these dating apps.
Damn. Crazy experience. We might have to come back to that because I don't.
Really? I
can't-
feel like you almost have a story for us. Not every day, like maybe every other day.
Yeah.
But they're not
Every other
crazy.
day.
They're not like super crazy. They're just really funny. But it's great the way you tell them because you make it sound just so like dramatic.
I don't know, but
We'll come back to you on that one.
yeah, come back to me on that.
All right, so with these dating apps, do they get you like what
Captivates him?
yeah.
Yeah.
What gets your attention? Like, do they just like thirst traps? Like, what's the profile photos looking like, or what?
I mean, for the most, I ain't gonna say they headshots, but they
Are
just
they
like,
like-
you know, some might be showing a little bit more in areas. Some might just have a cool face. A lot of them have filters, you know.
And
Stop putting down filters in
Hold
your
on.
damn
Didn't you
profile.
say-
After you go
filters.
on, I have a story to tell. On,
Didn't you
about
say
Bumble.
that? Didn't you say last time that they were updating something where if you wanted to make an account, you couldn't have a filter or something?
Yeah, I forgot what app it was. I don't
Interesting.
remember.
That's
One of them
clever.
had to where you couldn't
Yeah.
allow, like, you know how Snapchat filters have the butterflies and the
Yeah.
hearts?
Come
They
on.
basically,
I hate those damn
Nobody
does that
filters,
shit.
Yeah.
bruh. When these people pass away, and all the
they're gonna be like, who that is?
No, when the family
that?
has nothing but these pictures with filters and butterflies and in the dog face, that's what they're gonna put in the invitation or the little
They
memorial
better
thing.
not.
Well, haven't
Come
you
on,
heard
man.
that like whole? I think it's like
I
a
hate
meme
them
on
filters.
social media, but it's like saying, I think it's like some girl like, I don't know how we're gonna find you if you ever go missing because every
Yeah.
photo you have is filtered. You look like Beyonce, but really you look like I don't know. Like
Have you
some
seen this?
homeless
Have you,
person.
have you seen this person? Like, no.
Missing.
All right,
But-
all
Tell,
right.
tell us about
Okay.
your story.
So, I don't use dating apps. My biggest thing is, it was when I came back home. There are a lot of people that I went to high school with. Not to say like I don't want to date them. It was just more of I don't want them to see me like on Bumble or Tinder and all that stuff and try to slide in. I'm like, just come up to me in real life. But Maddie, so there's this dude when I was with my friend Maddie. We were out at a bar. He was hitting on me, all that stuff. Wasn't really feeling it. He was way too touchy. And so we
Don't
left.
touch Jazz.
Yeah, do not touch me.
She hates being touched.
So,
Has a bubble. I feel you on
I
that.
have a bubble.
Yeah.
And so we left the bar. Well, the next day, Maddie sends me this video. It was a screen video. And she found him, or she ended up finding him on Bumble. Not like she searched, but she happened to come across it. And it was just, no offense to people who have foot fetishes. But
Oh, yeah, I was
it
about to say.
like, that's what it was. It was like, I will worship your feet like a queen. And like, I'm not.
He was sending
scared
this
get
to Maddie?
Massages. No. It was just on his like profile. And so she's like scrolling through it, and it has like little images of feet on it too, which was really weird. I don't even know how you do that on Bumble, but it was funny. She sent it to me. She was like, "Oh my God, this is that guy," and I was like, "Damn, I dodged a bullet," because I am not into that.
This nigga gone pecans talking about feet fetish.
She came across it like again like a few months later. I don't know if like Bumble just refilters through these
It
things.
does, it
But it
definitely
was like
does.
the same thing too.
Dude, that's hearing Jess talk about her and Maddie, like just sending each other stuff. Like that's always something that stays in the back of my head. Like,
Did we talk about you guys?
yeah, like not you guys, but like
Like,
whenever you go on a date or if you end up hooking up or whatever, like
Yes.
in the back of my head, like my actions or whatever I do, like I
she's
try to
gonna
think
tell
like
her friend.
think of like just be careful in what I do because someone's gonna hear about this. That's
Do you do
crazy.
it? Like, do you after like a date? Do you tell like your best friend?
Man, you know y'all have
Yeah.
a group message with a couple of girls like, yo,
Girl, he's packing. His brat was stink. Like, you know, different stuff. Oh, he didn't even want to pay for the first date.
Yeah.
Type things.
Ooh, we should talk about that.
I know, yeah. Is it
Alright,
even a
what's
date
the rule?
if the
What's
what's
the
the rule?
oh
What
to
about-
you
on
to
in
Lexi.
regards to what?
on pain.
On dates.
On pain? Yeah, that's what I always like. I always wonder, like, okay, I don't know, like, I think it's a date, right? If the guy pays like the very first time you guys hang out.
Yeah.
Or what if he's just being super nice? Or what if it's like, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know.
Oh no, okay.
You know.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like,
Yeah.
okay, if we both buy our own shit, like it's
Yeah.
not a date. But okay, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just a joke, or people,
I
people say
don't
it.
believe
I definitely
that.
wanna
All
hear
I
Jordan's
And
really
like,
point
do
of
you
view.
be straight up or like, is this a date, yo?
No, okay, but
No, like,
okay.
does it really have to
let's
do
say like
that?
you guys planned it out, like you guys going out on a date.
Yeah.
Do you expect him to buy everything?
Not all the
Or-
time. No.
Or that's I think
Like,
that's what was the
for-
question.
But for
Right.
first dates, like,
First or any date, right?
I would first date any day. I think I've done both, but I'll say it like beforehand. I'm like, hey, like I want to pay half, and I was like, if it really makes you, if you really don't want to, you'd rather pay for it. I'm not gonna fight you, but like I can take
throw
care.
it out
I can
there.
take care of myself too. So
I think it's dope when if you're out with a chick and I mean you're paying for things like you take care of the dinner or whatever, but say at the end you end up at the bar or whatever and they're like, no, you've been taking care of things and they start paying, that's just dope.
yeah,
Right.
Which is hella dope.
I was reading Cosmo the other day.
Cause because I feel like if you just let the guy hold on, Cosmo.
I want to know.
Because I feel like if you just every time you guys go out, like I know I would feel that like if every time we go out and you're taking care of shit, like
because then it's almost
Dude,
like an
like,
expectation, huh?
this,
Right.
like, come on, man, like I said, I don't do the dating shit, like so I'm used to being with women too, where it's like we're both in this shit, like we're taking care of this together. Not to say like in a cheap way, but it's just like I don't want to feel taken advantage of. Right?
Interesting. So
Interesting.
oh, yeah.
Please tell me what Cosmo
Interesting
said.
point of
that
view.
What
you
did
read.
Cosmo say?
Cosmo was saying do's and don'ts to the first dates. So one of the things was, let's say I invite a young lady out on a date. It said expect to pay for everything, just because
Yeah,
you
expect it.
invited.
And that's why I
If
said
you invite
if you
her-
invite someone, whatever it is, if a woman hits you up, yo, listen, I want to watch this movie, like
That's when I would
Like,
pay.
Yeah.
you paying.
And I've had that as well. But it also says if the person is wanting to pay, basically like you said, don't fight it. Just take it however you want.
No,
And
I respect that shit. Like like you said, expect to pay. Like as a guy, like I'm expect to pay for things. That's why I said when she pulls out and like, no, I'm taking care of it. Like it's like you good. I like that. That's dope. And not to say because I want her to do that, but it's just like it just shows.
Yeah, different
Like,
level.
I got
different.
you, yeah.
Like I got you. It's just dope. It goes a long way.
Another thing that they said that like stuck with me on a first date: never ride together. Always meet there.
Oh,
Just because you never know, like it might go south. And all right, I'm gonna call you an Uber, but good luck. I'll see you. Whatever.
I think riding together is dope though.
On the first date,
On the first date?
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm just saying like just in general.
Don't know of experience.
first dates is basically said don't ride together because you just never know how.
Yeah, if it don't
if it
work
goes
out.
sour.
Or
at least
then
y'all
you
can
have
leave
that
early.
awkward moment when you drop them off at home and it's like, so are you going to come
Where
in?
my kiss at?
Nah, come on, we're of age. Like it's not like
Do y'all kiss on the first date?
On the,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious.
Shoot.
I think
okay,
I think that
have.
whole first
So-
date, like, do you do this on first date? Like,
I know.
I think that's kind of like out of it, right? It should be like on the vibe. Like, if the vibe was good, you know.
But on the first date, if the vibe is good, or
No, because if you say like on the first date, I do certain things. It's like, what if it was? What if the
like, I
vibe
wouldn't
wasn't
want
right?
To, yeah, like,
Yeah, but
like I
you
would
do
say,
it.
yeah, like I would say I wouldn't want to kiss on the first date, but like I don't really go on a lot of dates either. Like to be honest,
No.
but like I wouldn't want to kiss on the first date. But like you're saying, the vibes, like
If
if
the
it
vibe
just
is
feels
you-
right, like you go with the flow, like
Yeah.
don't
Then yeah,
force
yeah,
anything. You
for
go with
sure.
the flow all the time, like and just see how it ends.
Yeah, because
out.
I feel like once you put like that, like, I do this on the first date. I don't do it on the first date. Like, what if?
No,
What if
Well,
the
but
vibe?
I think you do have to have some like.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
restrictions.
you ain't gonna be busting it out for a goon on the first date, cause then he's my judge or
bust
something.
down, Tatiana.
Oh, I have to say something about that. The
Then say
whole-
it.
About busting down the first date. So there was this comedian. Damn, I wish I could remember her name. But it was funny and it kind of made sense. And it was just like talking about having sex on the first date, and it was like, no, like it's not. She was like, it's not disrespecting myself, it's disrespecting you because I'm just gonna use you and we're done.
Sheesh.
And I was like, damn.
That's how these females be thinking.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, what?
I think it's just a little bit more. I think that's becoming more common now that women don't see it as that. It's just like, like it is what it is, and then they move on.
All right. So
Troy said, where they at?
I know where those people at.
nah,
It all depends on the person. Like
I'm
if
over
they
that
want to
phase.
keep it special
Different.
though.
does age and distance play a factor in dating?
Age ain't nothing but a number, honestly.
Hey.
All right,
It really-
Arkells, right? Are we unmuting Arkells?
Nah, bro. He's still locked in the closet.
Trapped in the closet?
Trapped in the closet.
I actually have to say it is a thing for me now.
Like
I
what?
think it used to not be a thing. I know, this was always weird. I always dated someone younger than me. I don't know why it just happened. Well, like my last relationship was 2 years younger, a little actually over 2 years younger than me. And then I went out on a date with a guy who was 4 years younger than me, and I realized like
Yeah,
we
you
were
were
just
fucking
on
up.
we were just on two different levels of maturity, two different levels on life. Like there were things I would say and he just didn't get.
Word to Wiz Khalifa. On that level.
And so I
Yo,
was like,
if-
all right, my cutoff is a year, and then anything older, like I don't know if I have a limit. I think when they get closer to my parents' age, that's what's kind of weird.
I would hope so.
that's a big limit.
Because well, my parents are young. My mom is only 44, and my dad's 46.
Oh, they
Yeah,
young.
but you're not
Young
about to date
bucks.
somebody that's 40 years old, right?
I probably wouldn't date someone that's 40.
Exactly.
Even 35 is like pushing it. Because I remember I went on a date with someone who was 35, and my mom was like, yo, that's really close to my age. I was like, damn, mom, okay.
Like we could relate.
Never mind, we're done.
In a sense.
Yeah, I feel that for sure because like I talked to a guy who was like 30 or 29, gonna be 30, or I think he might have been 30 actually already, and yeah, it was like that because my parents are young too, and so I just felt like, oh my gosh, like he just seems a lot older.
You
than
could
me.
relate to my parents more than me.
Yeah. But there's just things that like I don't know. I think like I say, age ain't really nothing but a number because like there were certain qualities that he had that like let's say a younger guy that I've talked to like is more mature, honestly, like in my experiences. So I don't know. To me, it's just not.
It's
really.
the vibe. It's the vibe. It's
Yes,
whatever the
honestly.
vibe is.
Every
That's what it
person's
is.
different. Yeah.
What about distance? Like if you're talking to somebody and they live
Are we talking about
Out of
like,
state,
that's
out
how
of
you-
town.
Like,
I'm talking in town, but like you still gotta travel a little bit. Like let's say the Bay Area or
oh.
SoCal. It's basically
I
like a
think
long
that's bad.
distance relationship.
Depending on if you're hella like, I don't want to say needy, but if you just
If you're
have
needy, you
to,
don't do it.
I know
Yeah,
how
nah.
much I hate driving that far, so
okay,
for
but
me it wouldn't work.
but say like your profession, like what we do, like we're always busy. I don't think that's an issue. Like so, whenever you do make your way out there for whatever weekend or the week you have off, like it
It's
makes it cool.
special.
I'm okay with it. I could do that. And I mean nowadays, like with your damn smartphones, you could FaceTime them. You could just, I mean, social media. You stay updated with each other. Send her a meme. You'll be good.
Did you remember those video games on the iPhone?
Yeah.
I would say I'm not against it. I used to do long distance a lot. And it's good for me because I'm so, like Dorian made a good point, when you're so busy, you're just so caught up. And so it makes it easy when you don't have to see that person all the time
yeah,
or make an effort to see that
Because
person.
if you're in the same town and you work a lot, that might be an issue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Definitely.
And so, but when they're away,
some people
it's
don't
kinda
have the
like,
same schedule as you. They might have a little
Yeah.
more free time and they won't understand why you're not
does
showing
become a
up. Like,
problem.
dude, I'm exhausted. I just want to hang out. Like, so
I think some, but like
I
that's
think the
when it
older
comes
you get or the more busier you get, whatever it is, like you're okay with it.
Yeah, that's where like kind of we make time for the things that we want
Yeah.
though, because like at the end of the day, like that kind of was like an issue in like one person that I was talking to, like, oh, I work too much, like yada yada. It's like, well, yeah, I'm always busy too, but it's like you can really make time for it if you really want to, you know?
Exactly.
So, but yeah, with the whole like distance, like that kind of was with me and my ex. Like I only dated him was with him for like 2 months. So.
God
But-
damn.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
That's
That's probably like the
nothing.
longest. Yeah, I've never had like
Cut
a
'em
real,
off.
Yeah, I've never had like been in a real like real
Long-term
long-term
relationship?
relationship.
And see, all my
So-
relationships have been like 2 years or more.
Yeah.
They're like 3 years, 4 years. So
Fucking taking time off your
God
life.
damn.
Like that.
when they say like a month or two, like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's like nothing. But that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Like, so he was here in California, and then he moved to another state.
Did he?
Nearby.
Let me ask you this: did he want you to eventually move to another state?
Well, with his job, like he was traveling, so the state that he was in, like,
It wasn't a permanent.
wasn't a permanent. Yeah, it wasn't permanent.
Hey, bro, I
Yeah.
need a refill on my drink too.
But
See?
he did ask me that though. He was like, "Oh, if I move over, like go back over here, would you come with me?"
Wait, how long were you dating when he asked that?
Yeah, girl. Like, yes, I
The
know
2
he
months?
was.
And
Yeah,
he
it
asked
was
that?
already.
That's too
mhm.
serious.
Long distance for me, I would have to say no, because I've done it. I've also moved a person from out of state to here,
Damn.
and that was
So have I.
that was a
Sheesh.
big step. Like, just imagine like you meeting that person's dad is like, you
how-
better take care of my baby girl.
How long?
Otherwise,
How long?
How long
was-
we were-
Yeah, how long were you with her before you guys moved out here?
we was together for a while, but it was
How long was a while?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause-
like
that's a
some
while.
years, some
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Okay.
So we had families knew each other and type stuff, but it just was. When you move in with somebody, it's different, and that's one thing I learned.
No, to move in with someone that's different. To move out of state with someone, that has to be hella different. I've thought of that before. Like, I thought that would be dope though. I don't know. It might just be in my head.
Wait.
To where it's like, you get in a relationship, just move out of state.
I think it was.
Like, I feel like if I want to like lock it down, put a ring on it, whatever, like that would be dope.
Like
you
a secluded place, like just somewhere where you
not
don't
like
know
that.
anyone.
No, not like that. But like,
Creeper
let's,
status.
but like,
Sounds like
let's
a serial
let's
killer.
move out of state, and not to hide from people, but just
Okay.
Nah,
Just do
so
it.
for me,
like,
it
say
was,
if I got a job down at, fucking, I don't know,
dark
Texas,
place.
I don't know, something, and we just moved out there. Like,
Start a
in
new
my
life.
head, I feel like it would be dope, but
Yeah, no, it was cool. I think the thing that like really made it tough was she didn't have a job. So like I had moved there for my job. She was coming just to support me, and we were together. But it took her some time to get a job.
so you're tripping off the job. Wow, Troy.
No,
Wow.
that's not true.
Nah, I'm fucking
It might have took. Let's say it took like 3 months. I don't remember the exact time. But I was like trying to make her feel as comfortable as possible because for me, I can up and move. If somebody said, "Hey, you moving to Florida for a job," all right, I'm gonna do that. I don't have anything holding me back. But for her connection with her mom was super strong. Like I'm the type of person, I'm not dependent on my family in a sense, so I don't have to talk to my family every day. She talked to her mom every day, and I'm like, she's like, cut the biblical cord already. Like, damn. So I was trying to like, bring her around friends so she can get comfortable, and she did. And then she got a job and then started hanging out with just people I didn't think we meshed well with. Like, they just was doing some stuff that I wasn't with. So, I had to like let her know about that. And then it just was a roller coaster. And then at the end, she ended up being like homesick too much. So I was like, I understand, so I'm willing to let you go
Yeah.
so you can be comfortable again. And that's what happened. So no long distance relationship for me. Plus, I'm not driving to San Francisco or LA, even though it's like really here.
Really? Even though that short of a distance?
See,
That's not that far.
I'm from New Orleans, so like 30 minutes is far for us, and that's the Baton Rouge, like, so yeah. I'm
Dude,
good.
I would be loving them. Like, all right, baby, I'm coming to Frisco. Come for the weekend.
Nah,
We
so,
good.
but speaking of like dating, I want to know more about these thirst traps because it happens. I fell victim to it. It happens. I just be like,
He said, I
victim
fell
to
victim
it a lot."
I fell victim to it today.
but so like,
Matter of fact.
So, I know you fell for a thirst trap today. What was it?
no.
No. I know for a fact you
Wait,
had to.
Well, let me check my DMs first, really quick. I don't think I fell
I
for
will
a
wait on
thirst
you.
trap.
What's up with you, Jazz?
For thirst traps, well, it's funny. I actually wrote a blog about this. Like, do I like getting them? I don't think guys ever send them.
Okay, What would it be?
Sending-
What would
me
it be?
sending
What
it?
would it be a thirst trap for you? Like him laying in bed watching TV and he just puts like a yogurt line cup on his lap, like watching.
If you got baby oil dripping off his chest or something,
God,
like
no.
Those ain't thirst traps. That's just being thirsty as shit.
Yeah. That's the funny thing. Like I would not want that because that's so much effort into it. Like I want something that's so subtle, but it's like sexy. So
What
like,
is that for the listeners out there?
honest-
Asking for a friend.
Well, it's funny. Like it could be as simple as like a photo with like a grin, like really close up, or even like you had made like a good point, like laying in bed or like sitting on the couch and like just kind of
You're just showing
The
the toes and shit.
not just straight down, like
Yeah, no,
just
no.
seeing a little bit to the toe. And so I don't know, it's not like to me, it's like those types of pictures are more of like, hey, like wish you were here. Like that's what I want.
Gotcha.
In a thirst trap, yeah,
No, I agree
I've
with you.
dated guys who do like the whole like flexing and those kind of photos, and I think like 16-year-old me was into it. But like nowadays, I think it's almost like it's more of like an ego thing that kind of blocks that for me. And so no, just something really subtle will do it for me. It's more of like I'm kind of calling you here, but
No, I agree with you.
secret.
I'm not the dude that's gonna take a picture in front of the mirror flexing. I ain't got shit to flex. So
gotta get your ass to the gym, man. Come do yoga in the morning.
what is that? Nah, so I don't know. I'm not really into that. Like, it's just that's really just a thirst trap. Like, even if a girl did it and it's just like sitting on top of the counter, like the little thirsty shit. Like,
Oh,
I'm
like
not
sitting
into
on
that.
the counter with the butt.
Like,
hey.
come on, step it up. Get
the
creative, baby.
Got the little arch going.
Yeah, I'm not into
Lord,
that.
Yeah.
Little
Well,
back.
Don't look.
That's what you fall for, huh?
I ain't
And then
gonna
they
say.
stand up and it's flat.
Like, I don't care if you have a flat booty, but just you don't gotta do that.
I ain't gonna say I fall for the thirst traps, cause like I might put like, you know how on IG when you swipe up it gives you like six to eight emojis that's already there. I might do the hand clap emoji or like the fire emoji.
I think that's dope on an IG. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it shows the strip of the emojis that you use a lot, right?
I don't know.
Is that what it is?
I think it does.
Oh, I thought it was just like
because like it always.
Mine are all the same. Like
Yeah.
on a story, you're saying? Like if you're watching someone's story.
Oh, on
and,
the
like-
story. My bad.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
bad.
on the
I'm thinking.
story.
I got you.
I
Like the
thought you were talking about
flames, the
comments.
hand clap.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking like on the comments. I feel like on the comments it, you know how it gives you like
Are
the
those
little
Oh,
things,
I know what you're
Oh.
talking about. Yeah,
And-
when you're gonna comment like on a picture.
and it
Yeah.
shows you like
Yeah.
if you use the checker flag a lot, you use the my little the little twinkle star
I
thing.
guess I never comment with emojis that much to have like
Step
it
your
know
game
what
up.
I need. I know. I'm
But
awful
like,
with
go back.
emojis.
So
My
like today
bad.
I did I went through and I looked. I did a heart eye emoji because it was a Throwback Thursday and the female was a cheerleader. Don't say no names because you might know the person for sure. Just because I feel like you're in the industry, that's why I'm saying that.
The industry.
I say that because it's the person is
We're narrowing it down.
Alright,
to
go
like,
ahead,
what,
go
on
ahead.
their
20 girls?
personality. But yeah, no. So like that, and then another female, she just was showing what she working with. So I had to put like the fire emoji, like, hey.
But what are your thirst traps that you send out?
I don't think I sent out thirst traps. I really don't think I sent out thirst traps. Like,
Lies.
hey, after this. Oh, I guess actually,
He's all
I did post one the other day.
He's all
Wait.
lies.
I did post one the other day,
Why you
but I didn't
always
assume it
lie?
as a thirst trap. I thought I was like
What was it?
low key motivating people to come do yoga with me.
Oh.
It was.
Oh, did the girls like respond to it as a thirst trap though? I know what
You know
The
what I'm talking
shirtless
about?
Troy. Troy is shirtless right there.
I was shirtless.
Flexing on it.
I was flexing a little bit.
Flexing on
I had the sweat dripping off, glistening
Drip,
in the
drip.
right
I'm
area.
drip.
I'm gonna tell you this as a boy. Please don't do that again.
Hey, bro, just don't look. Just
a guy's
swipe to the next one.
perspective,
No, I did.
You couldn't swipe fast enough or what?
Man, I'm trying to get that image out of my
Hey,
head.
I did get some DMs from that one for sure.
Create the little close friends feature.
No.
Add all your female friends and do that on there.
The OnlyFans?
No, not the only. That's a whole different episode.
Yeah, we gonna save that for another one. I know a few chicks who got those, but you know, let me sip my tea.
All right.
All right, Lexi. Wait, she hasn't answered. I want to
yeah,
know
no.
her answer on this.
Okay. In regards to like me receiving
Both.
thirst,
Both.
I don't know if I like send. Does it seem like
No,
The
no,
internet's not safe anymore. Like you can't send
like I
certain
don't
no,
think
photos.
I
not
send.
send.
Yeah, like what kind of photos would you say like are
I
like
think
when
the
you're
que-
being sexy?
my
or
my
trying to
question
be
was more
sexy?
like, do you fall for the thirst trap,
Oh yeah. Okay.
or do you?
Yeah, but that was your
No.
question. But
Honestly,
it went.
I'd rather
Well, let's
instead
ask
of
you.
getting like something, I'm more like a cheesy person, so I'd rather like have a guy send me like something funny, doing something funny.
him doing the well or something.
Yeah, yes, like a dance. Yeah, seriously,
Gotcha.
honestly, like a dance or
So
something.
so
Something
thirst
funny.
traps for
Nah.
Lexi. Brrrah. Gotcha.
But have
No
you
thirst
posted
trap?
thirst traps?
I don't think so. Have I? I don't think
See,
so.
well, that's like the weird part.
Oh no, it's
I don't
only my third day here.
Like, I don't think I posted thirst traps.
I
like
think that's the weird
something-
part about being a girl, though, because like we'll post stuff, and
Let's check your IG.
it will
Yeah.
and like guys will perceive it as that. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, like you're just trying to like kind of show, or guys think that you're showing off. Really, you're just
Yeah.
like, no, I'm feeling myself.
See, now y'all
like,
know how I
don't-
feel when I was.
True.
It was a post yoga session,
Okay.
and I'm trying to keep my membership extended for some time. So
So
I was like trying to
advertise.
advertise,
How many
motivate,
people can I get?
We're gonna
and
get more
a little
shitless
thirst.
photos, by the way.
You know, it was like all in that little pot. But
A 2-in-1.
man,
That's the
let-
thing that I don't like. Like sometimes taking a selfie, like you kind of have to think like, man, I don't want to get those messages.
all right, our followers. Shout out to our followers, our supporters, everyone. They came up with some dope stuff, and they sent some dope stories. I want to talk about 2 stories that was in regards to a first date, and then
I read one of those. Yeah, I know what you're talking
yeah, and then one of them is well, a few of them are questions. Some of them we already answered, so
about.
we won't get in depth.
Read the
into it.
one of someone sent us a DM with a first date story, and they just want to stay anonymous. So
Yeah,
remember,
yeah. So we not
don't
gonna
say
re-
who
No
it was.
names.
No face, no
names.
case.
I might have to add that DJ spin over the the reverse. Hold on, let me pull it out really quick.
Why don't you just like use a fake name or something if you have to?
Call him Julio.
Don Julio.
Don Julio.
Definitely.
All right, so this is in regards to a first date. He goes, I was dating this girl a while back, and everything was cool. Going on 3 dates, all pretty chill. On the 4th date, we went bowling.
What did I say about bowling?
Dang it.
Don't
Yeah,
go
so it's
bowling.
funny that you mentioned that.
I'm telling you.
They go, all right, like bowling. When we came up to get our shoes, I asked for my size 10. Homegirl got a size 13. Let's just say the rest of the night, I was off and ghosted Charlotte. Basically ghosted
she had
her
big
shortly
feet?
after.
Did
Because
he
she had
not
big
look at her feet before?
Damn.
That's like Big Shirley on fucking Martin.
Wait, so a size
Damn.
a size 13 in women, what is that to a guy?
No. I don't know if that was a different.
Bruh, come on.
All right, if it was a size 13 in women,
what would that
because
be?
I used to work at Foot Locker.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know this.
He's like, I know.
That's like 11 and a half
Expert.
in men.
Yikes.
It's two. Hold on, wait.
I mean, that's not going to stop me.
Yeah, that's 11 and a half.
But-
How tall was she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
WNBA
that's
status
insane.
or what?
I don't know. She better been dunking on somebody.
Right?
All right,
Those
so
feet?
we should ask our follower for the contact on her.
Well, you won't put our feet in the picture?
No, so we could send her. So we could send her to the dude that was hitting up on Jazz at the bar.
That's
how like it's your feet.
There we go.
I see what you did there.
All
That's-
right. Well, the matchmakers there.
Next.
All right.
Cupid. They really gonna have their
Hey,
cuddle
got you,
season.
we got
Exactly.
J Brown Podcast, The Love Doctors is on right now.
Oh god.
What did black youngsters say? Hit up my phone line.
All right, I got another one. And this is from a female. And she was telling me about a first date that she went on. And I'll read it. I went on a first date with this guy to a nice restaurant. I'm gonna stop a little second. I'm gonna paint the picture.
What's a nice restaurant?
The guy had money. Like,
Okay.
Okay.
let's just say he possibly was a drug dealer.
Oh goddamn, bro.
Gangster.
He had
friend
bands.
mafia.
He
I'm
had
really
money.
painting
So
the
like,
picture right now.
Why does that make him a gangster?
all right, he
dealer.
might have been a dentist.
Thank
you know, orthodontist.
Was he being very secretive about what
He was a
did?
black guy. He had bands on him.
I'm
So
glad you said it. I didn't say this.
I'm gonna just say that. He had told the waiter, I guess, that we were married and celebrating our anniversary. So the whole night, they referred to us as Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. And they brought out an anniversary dessert and a card. The whole shebang, basically laughing my ass off. And I asked him what the hell was going on, if there was a mistake. He said, I'm putting it out there in the universe, speaking it into existence. One day, we will be back here celebrating our actual anniversary. She said never went on a date with him again.
That's scary. I don't know. For
Yeah,
me,
that
that's like
seems kinda
that's a
like
lot of pressure.
Pressure on your shoulder. How you go deal with it?
But like kind of goes back to what he was saying with like the vibes. Are you feeling it? Like, are the frequencies there? Is everything there? You know what I mean?
She wasn't feeling it.
Oh, she wasn't feeling it at
No.
all. Okay, yeah, that's right. You just okay. No, that's creepy. That's creepy.
He was. I see what he was trying to do.
No, I see it
But
as well.
no, bruh, you gotta
Too
play your
soon.
cards right.
Because maybe that might be like some girls might like that. Like, oh, okay, and that might not.
There are some
They
girls that
might
thought
not
you
get
was
freaked
slick.
out. Yeah.
It would be more. I see what he's trying to do, like kind of like you're out on a date and the song's playing.
Cupid.
A couple of years later, you'd be like, "Remember this song, baby? Our first date."
Oh, okay.
And this is where we're at. Like, I get it, but yeah, no, it didn't work out for him. Come on, man, you can't be sending yourself stuff like that.
She said, yeah, he had to be crazy. That was just too much. And then she did a blank face. So, first dates. Don't go all the way in, but don't be
All the way back.
all the way back. Just, find a happy balance and you'll succeed.
Yeah.
Should we go on to some questions now?
We got some. I know we had some questions from the followers.
They had some good ones.
What we got?
Should I put a person that I think y'all would say yes to on blast?
No.
You sure? Just say yes. Just say yes.
Yes.
All right. Maddie said, "Why am I still single?"
Okay, I can answer this for her because me and her are kind of like almost one and the same when it comes to dating. There is a balance to finding a guy who is, I wouldn't say sensitive, but like actually like has some sort of, like has empathy, I guess, in a way, who can be sweet and all that, but can also, like, we kind of have like very sarcastic. We're very sarcastic and we're kind of a little bit harsh when it comes to our humor. And so if we make fun of them, we don't want them to get all butthurt and stuff about it. We want them to like say something back at us. Like, we know it's just messing around, so it's not like it has to be anything serious. But then you also can't have somebody who's like super clingy, but also someone who like doesn't text you. Like, there just has to be a balance.
Right.
And it's so hard to
Yes.
find that balance.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm like, okay, well, it's like, is he not interested? Does he like me? Does he not? But then maybe he thinks that too. Like, I don't want to be too clingy, just like you're saying.
There's so much.
Yeah, there's so many
overthinking to
factors,
it.
right?
There's
Do you
too
guys
much
think
pressure.
that from guys' perspective? Like, what do you guys think? Like, okay, I don't want to be too, like, because then, like, for example, let's say the guy who I'm talking to right now, like, okay, it'll be awesome, like, it's amazing, and then like he hasn't texted me and for a couple hours. I'm just like, okay, like,
No, I
did
feel
you
you.
forget about me or what?
Like when
you know,
when I
like
when I do that, I feel like I'm punishing myself because like I enjoy texting all the time or like just
As long as the message is not like 3 paragraphs long.
don't
Or
do
like
that.
3
Okay.
separate messages, like bam, bam,
If,
bam.
if it's that, just call me. But no,
call
like
me.
yeah, just call me. Let's just handle
Get
that.
my line.
Your Troy
But no,
FaceTime.
You like FaceTime? I love FaceTime too.
To make sure they're not a catfish.
This
Right?
guy's been
Yeah.
catfish. He has little issues.
My
So
heart.
hey, yo, Maddie, we wish you the best. We got you.
You will find him, Maddie.
Love you,
I
Maddie.
promise.
Nah,
You
Maddie's
got
a
this.
great person to talk about relationships.
No, Maddie's hella dope. I wanted Maddie to be in the episode, but she be
acting funny at times.
she be acting funny at times. But she's in the intro. Shout out Maddie.
Do you want to take another one? Or you do? Meaning, do you want me to read them?
Go ahead, yeah.
All right. Let's go with. I'm gonna bring out the names too, because I think at least some names.
Okay.
DJ Bambi. She hit us with the. Do you prefer to be open or private about your date,
Oh, how
or
funny.
about who you date? Should I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About who you date? I think just in general, like I'm a private person and like in general when it comes to stuff like that about like certain aspects of my life, but when it comes to like who I'm talking to, I feel like that's just kind of like something sacred and like especially at the beginning, you know what I mean?
So-
like at the beginning, I think that's more like okay, it's just you two like the whole world doesn't need to know. You know,
Yeah.
So wait,
I've
let-
never
let-
really been in such a committed relationship like for a long period of time where I've like gotten to that point to like be able to share it with the public. Let's say for instance, you know.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
25. All right. So, how does your potential significant other feel about you wanting to have a private lifestyle potentially with him?
Oh, the person who I'm like, I think I'm talking to right
Yeah.
now, where we haven't established it if we're talking. But I mean, like, that's right. Would you consider that like if you're hanging
Y'all
out?
talking?
Yeah,
Y'all-
right.
I feel like y'all
okay, yeah.
talking on the verge
Okay.
of potentially dating and
Yeah.
wherever the
Well,
next
we
steps
go
are.
on like we hang out, like we go to like to eat and to like
Yeah, so y'all dating,
Stuff like
but
that.
like until y'all like get together and
yeah,
be like,
say like,
hey,
okay, what is this?
yeah,
Yeah,
what-
or I
what
don't
are
think
we?
I should say that yet because it's obviously too soon. You know what I mean? But obviously, I'm interested in this guy, and I'm pretty sure he's interested
So
in me.
once
you know?
you're 6 months in or whatever,
Yeah.
are we dating? Are we exclusive? Like, what's up?
I mean, by that
Yeah.
time you're
Yeah.
dating
You're
or whatever.
no-
Like, are
yeah.
you private? Like, I think her question was more like, are you private about your relationship?
yeah,
or
well, that's what I'm like
public.
getting towards. At least with your situation right now, like I want to know like how he possibly feel because, like you say, you are a private person.
Yeah.
Does he feel like?
You're hiding him.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's not that I'm wanting to hide him. Oh heck no, like that's not what I would. No, for sure
That's
not.
what I
like
meant.
I feel like that
yeah,
would go
like-
more off of, you would know, like how we said earlier, you know the person's personality. Like,
Right.
if you've been private, like all you if we're talking about social media, like if all you post is just your
Work
gigs
stuff.
and work
Yes,
stuff,
that's
like,
where I am, like,
and there's
all my
nothing like
gig
you
stuff.
don't have like photos
That's your
of
business.
you and your nephews or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't like say if we were dating or whatever. Like, I wouldn't take it too hard. Like, she don't do that, so I respect it. Now, if I want to post it, like, say, okay,
Right,
that would be a good one. Like, say if you're private,
Uh-huh.
like at least in your thing, or not that you're private, but this is how you present yourself. Like, you
Right.
don't post about no personal things.
Yeah, I never
you don't
post
even
about
post
my
your
ex,
mom,
ever.
no nothing.
I mean, I do post about my family
yeah.
every now and then. Oh, for sure, yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like, you don't really
Yeah.
post that. But
Yes,
what if
more of
the
my
guy
work.
wanted to post a photo of you
Oh
guys
yeah,
together?
I'd be down. Yeah, I'd
dope,
let
right?
him. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. And I think eventually I'd
'Cause that would've
probably
been messed-
would post him.
That would be messed up
Yeah.
if it's like, nah.
Oh yeah, if it's not
Take that picture
reciprocate.
down.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
You out of here, baby. Kick
Yeah,
rocks.
no, I wouldn't. No, yeah, I would definitely let him post pictures of me, and I think eventually I would.
Because that's how I
Yeah.
am. Like, to answer her question, like, I'm public about mine.
Uh-huh.
And I guess that would be a whole different thing. We were talking about it last time when we were at a game about having. This is a whole different question or whatever, a subject where, like, your friends add whoever you're dating.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's when it kind of gets rocky. Like, do you
That's
want
true, too.
you want to post pictures of the female that you're talking to, but some people might not want to tag her just so you don't have everyone following
Right.
her or whatever.
Or
But
what if you
I don't know. I'm not against
I thought of something.
being public. What was that?
I thought of something like, how do you know though if they want you to post them or you don't want? You know what I mean? Like, what if they're kind of like, hey, don't post me yet? Like, do you talk about that? Or
I've
do
talked
you know
about
what I
it.
mean? Like, do you,
I've talked about it before. Like, in my past relationship, I've talked about it to where it's like, because my profile is public, and I have a lot of people that follow me because of my work out in Visalia. I do photography out there for like just nightlife stuff.
Right.
Then I have people that follow me through the Grizzlies and
Yeah.
just these different things. So we had the conversations to where I respectfully asked, like, if she mind putting her page on private, just so that these fucking weirdos wouldn't
Don't
just
go creeping.
don't go creeping.
So
And- yeah, because I mean, if she's not like a public figure or whatever, like,
Yeah.
it's just like, yo, just so they don't, out of respect, and not
It's like that
not in a
Charlemagne
controlling way,
vibes.
huh?
I
That's
don't
like
know,
that
though.
Charlemagne
If someone told
vibes.
me to do that, I don't
Yeah,
think
like,
I would.
and you love it because
I don't know.
and that's dope because it's just like you're gonna have people just, it's social media. We know how it works. Like, anyone could just figure you out or whatever. Like, I'm gonna post about you or whatever. But like, if she has a kid and she has a whole other thing, like, just know that if I post you or whatever, like, people are gonna come to your profile. So let's be respectful
That
and
makes
just.
sense. I would just be like like I'd do something like the first picture I would put of like my man's, like my whole like future man's, whatever, whoever becomes my boyfriend. I'd be like put like a Bay or something
Yeah,
or
and
baby
they'll take it
or
to whatever-
my
yeah, yeah.
man's and it takes
Yeah.
it to like something else.
I see when people do that. They'll tag
like
the
that.
photo and be like, whatever, and it takes a whole different
How
username.
funny.
Yeah.
I
But
guess
it's
I've
like
never tapped on
man's-
the tag name before.
But it's, yeah.
For me, I think it's just like how you mentioned that balance of one. I think I'm at the point of my life where I'm more comfortable with like talking to a person like, all right, how does it make you feel? Because
Yeah.
I don't want to post you and then it makes you feel some type of way.
Why would it make her
Right.
feel some type of
No,
way?
no, no. Meaning like, oh, I don't want these. It could be guys, girls following them. Like
That's why I said
what
the
mean.
tagging
like,
shit.
like tagging stuff. So
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
so I think it's just like a balance of like finding out what
Nah,
makes them happy. Because at the end of the day, that's what I feel like relationships are. Like it's two people that's trying to please
Yeah, yeah.
each other in a sense.
And that's what it should be. It should be more on how y'all feel. Like, I don't know. Again, like I like that shit. It's
I
gonna
was
take it
like, what
closer.
the hell was that?
I like posting it. Like if we go out to a football game or whatever, we take a nice picture. Like I want to show it off. I like that shit. So it's just like if it's just a whole like I'm not gonna tag you or like put your page on profile. Like, I mean your profile on private just for the moment or whatever. Like let's just do that because I love images and I want to show it off.
All right.
Not
How
in a,
soon? How soon
I
though?
don't know,
Like,
like after a year or
a
so.
year? Okay, yeah.
After a
Because
year.
I think I've never been in
Everything
like, you know,
after a
such
year.
a
Yeah.
long-term relationship.
No, like,
or,
no,
like,
once you-
So I think
once you
maybe
know
that's why
it's-
it's different, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
For me?
Once it's a relationship, like you guys
Yeah.
are good. Not
Past the dating stage.
the dating. If it's dating, yeah, you might do like the whole. Let me take a picture of my cup and
With
my drink, and
Luke
then
in the background.
you in
You
the
just see the
background, a
person
little
in the
blurred out.
background like.
And then all your friends are like, I just want to see what he looks like.
Zoom in.
You ever see that meme when the guy's like, when she's like, oh, like I'm at this restaurant, and you see the guy in the cut like
Trying to get in.
with me. You at the
They're like,
restaurant
I'm
with me.
paying for this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel for sure. Nah, but I mean, it all like I say, I'm gonna go back to however it makes both sides feel.
Yeah.
If you want me to post you, and I feel comfortable to post you, in a sense,
Yeah.
let's do it.
That's true. I agree with that.
But yeah, we also got another question that I think is very interesting. Cuddy touched on it a little bit. How do you feel about your boyfriend or girlfriend being cool friends with their ex? So,
I'm gonna let y'all answer this.
you want us to answer first?
I mean, I'll say my input, but I
Yeah.
want to hear from because I know how I feel about this, but I would want to hear your guys' perspective.
Well, I'll start off then because remember the friend that I said, you know, we tried to make something work. It didn't. When I say like tried, like we only did a week, but we already knew each other like our whole lives. So when we realized, yeah, it won't work out. When she got with her now husband at the time, well, at the time it was like dating. It took a little while for him to understand like the hell you mean, like, you know, y'all did whatever and now y'all are friends and I'm supposed to be cool with that. But I think, you know, over a period of time he understood. Like I was like, dude, I'm not trying to take your girlfriend, I'm not trying to take your wife, your fiance, whatever the case may be. So now we're like brothers. And I think it's just because I show that level of respect. And he also knows we have a connection going back to like elementary school. So that's just my only two
There's more
cents of
history to it besides a relationship.
exactly.
But then I think that makes it more like, oh, you guys have history together. So it's like, why would your current girlfriend or, you know, want you to even talk to them? That makes it more like intense for, you know what I mean? If I were to see it like that.
But I think it's like, because I was the one who like deaded the situation. And
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure she told her fiance, now husband, that. I was like, yeah, I'm not. I think we're better off as friends than as lovers, in a sense.
Yeah.
And she got it, but it's now like.
But he didn't.
Originally, he didn't. But I think
mean,
over the period of time, he was like, okay, cool.
I can see where it's hard to understand that. Like there is people where, and you have to be careful with those things because, say, if we're like a group of friends, you go out and fuck around with one of your friends, they get in a whole different relationship. It fucks it up. Now they can't come around, or the new boyfriend's fucking awkward as fucking. You know what I mean?
So I guess that kind of brings up like a part 2 to that question. Do you tell like your significant other like, hey, like you tell them like who you've dated if you still happen to hang out with them?
You better be careful.
No, like even with that little piece that me and my friend like dated or whatever you want
Did
to
you
say.
guys kiss?
We did kiss.
Look at that grin.
I thought she was about to ask something else. I was all like,
That's that thirst trap grin.
let me wait just in case. Yeah, no, we did kiss, but I thought
So
it was.
then that's what.
No, we didn't go past that because I was
Okay.
like,
It's crazy,
still,
man.
even a
It's
kiss,
just
like-
crazy. Yeah.
To me,
it was a
like,
little tongue in there.
I think
yeah,
it's-
see,
I think
like,
it's-
why would the husband want you around, like, knowing the fact that
Yeah.
you guys had history, like, a friendship before and that, like, it was
She
more
even
than
cooked
just,
me
like,
dinner.
a friend? Yeah, see, like, that's wifey type shit
She
right
cooked me
there.
dinner as
Cooking
a
dinner.
as a
That's
as a
a
date,
whole
not
nother
as a
thing.
even
You
a
cooked
wife.
this motherfucker dinner?
It was good.
Yeah, no.
And I tried to
Nah,
cook her
I-
dinner, but this is when I was living in New Orleans and I
No,
didn't know how to cook.
it's understandable, man, and I feel like it's more like when there's feelings, depending on the type of feelings or whatever, or what if you're still feeling those feelings at that like afterwards, like then yeah, like I wouldn't want you around this person, but because of my situations to where it's like I've been in relationships in 3 years relationship or whatever, and I knew, like you said, like I knew it was better off as a friendship. And if I moved on and I'm in a new relationship, like I said, like it's gonna take a while to not make it as awkward. But once I moved on and we still have mutual friends or whatever, like I'm okay with this, like having this person around because it's just a friendship. I'm not thinking those thoughts. Like my feelings are there. I know why I'm not with her, or fuck. Sometimes the more you hang out with this person, it's like, yep, that's why I'm not with you. That's why I'm with this person, and we're cool as friends, but those type of feelings ain't there anymore. You know what I mean? So it's just, I guess it's just the way you are. If you're just a dirtbag and it's like, I'm still gonna fuck around with
Creep
this person,
squad?
you're part of that creep squad. then,
squad.
then yeah, then I know why your significant other wouldn't want you around her.
I mean, for me, it's kind of, I am still friends with some of my exes. And so I want the respect, like when I date a guy, if that's like a problem, I'd be like, well, I would give you the same. So for me, it has to be like a mutual thing. But like the one like scenario that I think I wouldn't be okay with is if the ex starts harassing like the new girlfriend or the new boyfriend. Like I think then that's when it's like,
Yeah, they
no,
start
like you
harassing?
need like harassing.
In what way? What do you
And
mean?
like, so say,
Shout out to Train.
damn,
I
Trey.
love
Train
the
spot.
sound of the train.
Downtown vibes.
Don't have vibes, exactly. So like, say I start dating a guy, and like maybe we're a month in,
And then your ex just.
and then his it could be both ways.
Oh, okay, go
So
ahead.
it like say his ex like starts DMing me and just like that's what I'm saying, like starts harassing me, like I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna freaking like
That's
we're
the
gonna
baggage.
fight.
Bless
And
you.
That's
I'ma
where I'm
find you.
That's where I would bring
That's
it
the
up to him.
baggage that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but
That's
I
the
would bring it
baggage.
up to him like as just a very mature conversation. I'd be like,
Yo,
yo, like this is just what's being sent to me. I'm not saying like I want to end this. I'm just saying this is I don't want this. Like
You don't
I
have to
want
be
this
dealing with that.
negativity.
Yeah.
Damn, Jess,
So
who's
either
who's
you-
landing in your DMs? What the fuck? Who you messing with?
I've never
kind of
had-
guys you messing
I've
with,
actually
girl?
never had that happen.
Messing with
Thankfully.
them hood motherfuckers,
But,
huh?
like,
Messing with Jody?
but no, like
Stupid.
I haven't had that. But if it would happen, because I mean, like I would never like go into like my ex's like new girlfriend's
Nah.
DMs. Like that's so
You're just
petty.
embarrassing yourself at that point.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm like, I don't need that negativity in my life, so I would bring
It's
it
over
up.
and done with. Like,
But if he's like, no, like she's fine, like all that. If he like doesn't like at least talk to her and settle down,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, all right, never mind,
I know.
we're done.
I think different, and I get my little weird thoughts, and I even tweeted this shit. Like, in my perfect world, like I would want everyone to get along.
Exactly.
Like if we were to break up and we're still friends, like that's cool with me. Like she could still come around or whatever. Like I've had moments where we've had art shows. I've had exes show up at the same time, and Just keep it cool.
Hella awkward.
It's not awkward.
It was awkward for me.
That's you, cause you're not thinking like
That's
my
him showing support.
like my
so that's a good
thoughts.
part.
My thoughts like I'm being sincere about shit. So and
You're coming from a good place.
I'm coming from a good place, and it's like we're all cool here. Like I don't like those feelings or whatever. I'm not in that space, and I tweeted this like, if I know it's hella fucking dark or whatever, but like if I was to pass away tomorrow, and all you guys could come and see me to pay your respects, like you could do it while I'm alive, so I could see this. Like this is where I'm at. Like I'm not with the fucking drama or petty shit. So let me just enjoy it, you know. Like if you guys want to support, come out and everybody be good. It should be like that.
Little quick bit off of
Go
your
ahead.
combo. Have you ever had an ex come while
Start keying everyone's car.
pulling your art off the wall?
No, I haven't. And so shout out to exes, cause I don't think I have those. I don't have those type of exes. Like I have people that would, and that's where we take our better judgment. Like if I'm be involved with someone, like I had people to where it's like, yo, you need help with something, or like you got everything covered, or do you need help to pay the venue or whatever, like stuff like that. Like, and I would want to be around these type of people, so we won't have. So if at least something else, you don't have the baby mama drama shit.
Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, and that's just me. Like I know not everyone's like that, but that's
Definitely not. But
No, there have definitely been like a lot of females and males who are like, no, like I wouldn't want the other person I'm dating.
then
like,
they might not
their
be
exes.
security enough
Exactly.
to
I think
deal with it.
it's like a
Insecurity, like
thing.
whatever.
And I think that's one thing. Like for me, like I don't.
They're not
I
as
have my
confident.
insecurities, but like I don't have an insecurity about that.
It
But then
depends
that-
to the levels, though.
I feel like and that should lead to
That
me.
too.
Like say if I have like certain exes around and I'm dating someone new, like I have to balance it right to where I'm gonna show my new one off, or like not show her off, but like
let her know.
Not rub it in your ex's face either.
No, not like that. I'm just like
That's insane. Not do that.
yeah, like just show that person that I love, and like you know you're here for this. Like
You're right here.
Yeah.
Don't
you're in that pedestal. Like
Yes.
relax, relájate.
relájate.
I know.
I just think that they shouldn't, like, going off of that, like, they shouldn't be, like, eating dinner or, like, going out
No,
together
not like
to,
that.
like,
Yeah, you don't
know?
want that. You don't want like
that
make them
type-
BFFs or nothing.
Yeah, like BFFs. Yeah,
Like,
you
girl,
shouldn't be
he still do
BFFs
that?
with your-
Right? I was gonna say they
I
talk
used to
about
hate when he used to
everything.
leave his socks right by the door. Like you don't want that.
They'll be like, damn, you dealing with a snoring ass now? I feel bad for you, baby.
You gotta go sleep on the sofa because he snores so
Oh,
hard.
that's like a big pet peeve. Like
Really?
I cannot have a man who snores.
Wow.
Like
I
all
snore.
that's like the whole night. Like I just would not be.
Sorry.
That could never be my husband. That could never be my husband.
Glad I don't
That's
know.
not-
Low
that
key.
could
I
never
feel
be
like
me.
it's
And
so
in case
hard to find it.
In case of listening to, like, I feel
I
like
just
that
get-
was one of the huge reasons why, like, one of my past relationships didn't work.
Really?
Yeah. I snore.
I would have gave you every device that they had to.
No, they ended up bringing, like some spray and all that shit.
I'll be
like,
spraying you in your sleep. You're waking up. I'm drowning. I'm drowning. He's like,
So when I was a
yo,
kid,
but
back
so
then-
I say, like, I would rather sleep by myself. If I don't know if that's gonna make someone feel like,
With
oh,
another
you don't want me to
bedroom,
come
like,
over or
I know
nothing.
what
Like, no,
have
I
separate
just-
rooms and everything.
Yeah.
No, not like that. No, like
I'm
if,
joking.
say if you're dating someone or whatever, like, yo, can I stay? And I'm like, nah. Like you would rather sleep by yourself because I know I snore. Like you don't have to deal with this shit.
I
Sorry.
actually covered my brother's mouth. So me and my brother.
Damn, that's fucking horrible.
When we were kids,
Put some hot
he
sauce
was
on his tongue.
snoring, and I was like so upset that he kept snoring. So I walk over to him and I just plug his nose.
That's hardcore. I need
Until he starts moving, and then I let him go.
I need to look
He's
into
good.
this.
And he stops
And he stopped.
Why wouldn't
But
you
he didn't
like?
wake
for a
up.
while.
Okay, so if you're the girl that's dating a guy that snores a lot, y'all should like Google something or do some research. Like,
something.
hey, baby, come on, I'm gonna take you to this. Remember, I don't know if you guys watch Friends.
My mom and
Remember
dad
when
talk about
Joey?
this.
No,
nobody don't watch no
they
damn
do-
Friends.
No, but I mean,
I know
my
we have some
parents talk
listeners that
about
are.
it for my
Hold
dad.
on. I know we got some friends, some listeners that listen to that watch or all about Friends.
That was white
Like,
people shows.
No,
I
that's when
watched
you
it.
were Mexican and they have no cable. You had to watch Fox. So,
Understand?
so there's this episode where Joey used to snore a lot, and they took him to like therapy or whatever. Like,
Oh, wow.
yo, do that. Like, if you don't like the man that snores, like,
If it's
bring
low,
some stuff.
if it's low, then I think I could tolerate it. If it's a low, but if it's like,
What if
don't
you
know.
just
Some
like
loud
love this
type-
person and then
Oh,
you
if I
find out
really
that they
liked-
snore and you're just like, damn.
that's the first
do
thing
I
I
take?
ask. I'm like, yo,
Be
you
like, man,
snore?
that's so cute.
First
Damn.
date question.
All right, first date. Take it back to the first date things. That should be a question then.
Is that an ask on a first date? Hey, do you snore? 'Cause we can stop right here.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I don't know. Let me record myself.
Yeah.
I know when people
I don't
say,
know how
when
loud
they
I
say
snore,
I don't
but
know, I'm like, you should know.
No, I don't know if I snore. Like I've heard that I snore. And I don't know how bad it is, but
Oh, well, yeah.
if it leads to like a breakup, it must be bad.
If it's waking the
Must
person
be
up at
bad.
the end of in the middle of the
They ain't
night.
there no more. Dude,
Where
I
they
started
really
sleeping
can't
in the
sleep, they
couch
can't
and
get-
shit. Like, oh, you don't like? Ah, yeah.
That sounds like Hall. Hall snores bad. Like really
believe-
bad.
I
But then he's
believe that.
he's KFC every night, so I might have to do
It's
it.
that cholesterol that's stopping his breathing.
Shout out, Ha. What up, Ha?
What up,
Come
Paul?
record us, man. You've been gone for too long. All right, what's the last question, Liz? We've
Ain't no
gone,
last question. I think
that's it?
we basically
it?
answered everything. Let me.
This
go
was a
back.
good episode, man. I like this, and those listening on Spotify or Apple, what is it?
Apple
Apple
Podcast.
Podcast. They probably won't know, but those that do check us out on YouTube, they'll see that we have a whole different setup this time, and it was more because past episodes were just lined up like it's a damn talk show, and
And then my head and
we don't
my
get
hair get in the
we
way
don't get to
of
do this
Troy.
little
Hair.
eye contact thing, and I feel like communication is a lot. It plays a lot. It plays
Oh
a
yeah,
huge
'cause
role.
You can look at people. You can vibe off.
So we
people,
came downstairs from to the apartment and like screw it
To the studio.
to the studio.
I'll just read off some of the questions just so y'all could be aware. But we basically touched on every one of the questions. Would you date someone younger than you? Would you date someone with children? I already talked about the how do you feel about your boyfriend, girlfriend being cool, friends with their ex? Do you prefer to be open or private about your date? Somebody did say, tell us about your most awkward date.
Yes, let's do it.
Do you have one?
Pick your mic up.
I'm about
We
to say,
got time.
I don't think I have one,
I
but
wouldn't. I don't know if I'd say an awkward date, but it was after like my first date, and I was just like,
spill the tea.
I think I told you guys
Spit it.
this story. So, actually, this was like the same time last year. It was after the flip banquet. Brandon like told this guy I was single and ran away, and
And the guy was like, perfect. It's hunting time.
like,
Dum, dum,
oh
dum,
no,
dum,
that's
dum,
what he
dum,
was
dum.
going for.
Hyenas.
And so we went to go get coffee as our first date, and super sweet. What do you don't like coffee, though?
I mean, it got to be sugar rush for me.
Shoot, that just makes me super jittery. Okay, so we went to go get coffee as our first date. Super sweet, really cool dude. I probably saw like a second date with him, and we had each other's numbers. So he had checked to see if I had gotten home. Cool. We kept like the conversation going, and I knew at the time he was looking for. Man, this would be funny if he ever listens to this. But I knew he was looking for a job at the time. He had told me, he was like, yeah, I'm just waiting to hear back from it. Well, he got it. He actually got the job, and he was just like, yeah, baby, I did it for you. And I was like, damn, we just had our first date today. Like, this is that
Too
that like
much.
go that, like the whole
Nah,
like,
bruh.
around the universe thing like that. When he said that,
Yeah, baby,
I
I did
was
it for
just
you.
like-
I was like, who's you?
yeah, I was like, okay, that's a lot of pressure. And so I told him, I was like, yo, like, I'm not looking for anything super serious. Like, I just got out of a relationship. Like,
Broke that man heart.
I did.
He go
Don't
cry in the
put
car.
yourself in that
I saw him
position,
later
man.
after that. When I was
Nice.
hanging out with you and Esteban. And I think he probably saw me and he was just like, what the fuck?
It happens.
Have you ever had an awkward date?
I don't think so, but one time when I did go, this wasn't like too awkward, but when I went to like when we were talking about like movies is not really even a date.
Yeah.
But so I went. This guy invited me to the movies, and like he was on his cell phone the whole time.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
the
bro, I know you ain't
worst.
texting your mom
At the movies
Yeah,
and
at
on the cell phone.
I was just like, no.
Two wrongs
It's a
don't
no.
make a right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a no. This was like a long time ago.
Me, I just
So I was just like, no.
slap it out of his hand.
But yeah, I'm like
Nah,
friends
let
with him
him
though, still.
crumble
We're
himself
super
down.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
Just knows he
cool.
wasn't the one.
We cool.
Yeah, he wasn't the one. Yeah, but I'm super like, he's super dope. Like,
Yeah.
we're friends. Like,
It's just
we're
that's
hella cool. Yeah.
that's not what's gonna work for you.
Exactly.
Got it,
Yep.
got it. I did it for you, baby.
Okay.
That's funny.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think it was a good episode. It was
good.
a good
So, too.
topic. Thank you for joining.
Yo,
Oh, yeah,
let's
thank
let's
you guys
We
so
have our
much
quote.
for having me.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
hold
forget
on.
about that.
But let's
almost forgot about
can we ask our listeners to so this is a 19th episode. We're going on our 20th before Thanksgiving. We might take a little week or two off. So
that. Probably two.
probably two more.
Probably
Look
more.
like two.
The holiday season is hard
So
for us
let's
to see each other.
drop some comments, or we might post it on our IG. Like, give us a topic what we should come back with. I like when they're engaged and
A good topic. Don't just
Yeah,
give
what
us
should
a
we
little
talk
piece.
about? What do you guys want to know about us? You know what I mean? Like, we have stories for days. So, and or who should we hit up and to come sit down and talk with us too? Like, just get active.
Yes. All right, Lex.
Okay. So who do you guys think said this quote?
No.
No.
You-
Let her be.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it. Quote of the day. Go for
Quote of
it.
the day.
Read
Okay.
it. Ignore what Troy's saying.
Ignore it.
No.
You're good.
No,
Go
ignore
ahead.
Troy.
So, quote, the signs you ignore in the beginning just end up being the reason you leave later. You know right away who good for you. The person, the way they
Don't worry
wrote
about
it is
the-
like,
yeah.
yeah. You know right away who good and bad for you. Don't ignore that. End quote.
I want to know who typed this with that grammar.
Yeah. That's how when I was reading it, I was like, you want me to read it
You gotta
again?
read it, like,
the
twice
signs
again.
the signs you ignore in the beginning just end up being reason. They meant like the reason
Yeah,
you
yeah.
leave later. You know right away who's good for you and who's bad for you.
I got
Don't
it.
ignore that.
Black youngster. Hey.
Horse.
You can't be saying that's 2019. You can't be saying
No.
them things.
So derogatory.
you gotta watch Black Youngster to understand.
Okay.
Oh,
That sounds like
gotcha.
something he would say.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But he finished with like that's how he says horse. Yeah.
Come on, man. You're going to make me edit this so bad.
It's all good.
Yo, shout out everybody out. And thank you guys for being out here. Lexi, thank you.
Thank you.
was
Thank
good.
you guys so much for having me.
Thank y'all for this saying yes to this topic. I do have another topic that I think we could ramble on about, but we'll cross that bridge when it's time.
This might be our longest episode, too. So,
is the
and
longest.
this is one that I actually enjoyed. I
Awesome.
enjoyed a lot of them, but
This is a good one.
this is
Yeah.
a good one, man. Thank y'all.
Awesome. Well, this is the Sabre Podcast, episode 19. Y'all have a good day.